Three witches enter and foreshadow what will happen that day. The Civil War ends and they prepare to meet Macbeth.
The Civil War is lost and won.
Where will we meet Macbeth?
Where the sun sets upon the heat.
Let's go.
As Duncan waits for news on the battle, he learns that Macbeth defeated MacDonald. Also, he is informed that the Thane of Cawdor is a traitor. He has him executed and he gives Macbeth his title. The witch's prophecy is revealed. The Thane of Cawdor is executed for treason and Macbeth becomes Thane. Banquo and Macbeth discuss Banquo's children becoming kings after talking to the witches.
I see Macbeth and Banquo. We should read into their future.
Sounds good.
Who is that over there?
It is the three sisters. We can read into your future.
All right.
Macbeth, I see you becoming king. You shall step down from your title as Thane and become king.
Really? Cool.
Can you read into my future?
Banquo, I see that you will father kings. Your sons shall become kings.
Where do you get your information?
We can't tell and we have to go.
Lady Macbeth is informed that her husband is supposed to become king. She fears that Macbeth lacks the courage to pull off the murder of King Duncan. She has a conversation with him to convince Macbeth that the murder is the right thing to do.
You have to kill him to become king. There's no other way.
I'm worried. Is this the right thing to do?
You learned of the prophecies. This is what has to be done. Even if you don't want to, I will make you.
I don't feel right doing this.
Too bad. I shall not be seen as a woman during this. View me as an equal, and we can work together to accomplish this.
All right, fine.
It is past midnight, and Macbeth is alone in his castle. He is waiting for Lady Macbeth to ring a bell, signaling that he should enter Duncan's room. Suddenly, a floating dagger appears in front of him, leading him to the sleeping king's room. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation? I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which I now draw. And then I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell. Lady Macbeth waits for her husband after giving him the signal to kill Duncan. Suddenly, a dazed and terrified Macbeth enters, carrying the bloody daggers that he used to murder Duncan. I have done the deed. Did you not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry.
I thought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep."
Stop thinking of such cowardly things and go wash the blood from your hands. Why did you carry these daggers out of the room? They have to stay there. Go take them back and smear the sleeping guards with the blood.
I can't go back. I'm afraid to even think about what I've done.
Coward, give me the daggers. I'll paint the servants' faces with Duncan's blood and make them appear guilty.
Lennox and Macduff arrive at the castle, and Macbeth leads them to the king's quarters. Macduff enters Duncan's room and discovers his murder.
Horror, horror.
What's
What's the matter?
A sacrilegious murder has occurred.
You mean His Majesty?
Go into the secret chamber and see for yourselves. Awake, awake, ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason.
What has happened? What's the problem? Why do you wake the sleepers of the house?
Our royal master is murdered.
What, in our house?
What's amiss?
Your royal father's been murdered.
What? By who?
His servants, it seems. Their hands and faces were covered with blood.
When I discovered them, in my fury I killed them.
Let us get dressed and meet them to discuss the bloody piece of work.
I will not consort with them, as any one of them would be true murder. Instead, I shall go to England.
Banquo is suspicious of Macbeth, but is hoping that the prophecy about his own children will be true. Macbeth requests Banquo and his son Fleance to be at his banquet. Macbeth talks about his fear of Banquo because he fears that his sons will be kings. He persuades two murderers to kill Banquo and his son before the banquet. Tonight we are having a solemn supper, and I request your presence.
It is my duty to serve the king, as far, my lord, as will fill next time twixt and supper. Go to my horse, the better I must become a borrower of the night for an hour or two.
Do not fail to be at the feast.
I will not, Sir Magnus.
Our fears of Banquo are deep, and his royalty of nature is feared. Banquo held you so under fortune. If you help me with the secret job, you will earn my royalty and love. You will help me and no longer sick. Banquo was your enemy. You must go kill Banquo. Lady Macbeth and Macbeth discuss the bad dreams they have had since Duncan's murder. Lady Macbeth tries to comfort Macbeth, but her words do no good. Macbeth hints at terrible events that will happen that night. I would rather have the world fall apart than be afflicted with such bad nightmares.
Come on, my lord. Be bright and smooth. Your ragged looks for your guests tonight.
Your words are no help to me. A third murderer joined the other two and ambushed Banquo and Fleance. They managed to kill Banquo, but Fleance escapes into the darkness.
Be ready to attack.
Oh no, run away, Fleance.
Okay. The murderers return to the banquet and report Banquo's death and Fleance's escape. Macbeth is shook by the news and even more disturbed when he sees the bloody ghost of Banquo at the banquet table. Only Macbeth can see the ghost, and the guests are confused as to his strange reactions. Lady Macbeth tries to cover it up by saying that it is a childhood illness. Lady Macbeth dismisses the guests because she is afraid that Macbeth will reveal too much.
Banquo is dead. I cut his throat.
Very good. Did you do the same for Fleance?
Sir, I am so sorry. Fleance escaped.
But Banquo is safe?
Yes, my lord, safe in a ditch she lays.
Thank you for that. Fleance is too young to cause much harm right now. The three witches gather around the cauldron and start casting spells. What are you all doing?
Don't worry about it.
But I have some questions.
Okay.
The three witches summoned three apparitions to talk to Macbeth, but the first warned him of Macbeth. The second said nobody born out of a woman could harm him, and the third said Burnham Wood will march to defeat him.
King, I have received reports that Macduff has fled to England.
Why has he done that? I will send some people to go punish him by taking his family.
Someone's coming for you. Run, take your children and get out of here.
Don't worry, I'll be fine.
The murderer sent by Macbeth killed Macduff's wife and children. Malcolm talks to Macduff outside King Edward's palace to see if Macduff is still loyal to Scotland. After a long discussion, Malcolm is assured that Macduff still remains loyal to Scotland.
I'm unsure what you mean, miss. I've watched her the past 2 nights. Nothing has happened.
Doctor, I can assure you, she has been speaking and moving around as we sleep.
What does she say?
I can't say.
Ugh, out you damn spot. Will my hands ever be clean? Oh,
I am terribly sorry, madam. The Queen's illness beyond my knowledge, and all her physical illness.
Whoa!
We shall join you.
I'm so sick of these reports. I know I won't die today.
There's more enemies outside the gates.
I don't want to hear it. Leave. Go quicker. Say, put on my armor. Doctor, how is my queen?
She isn't sick. She's just having visions.
I will not fear death and pain.
I want it to be far away from this place. Soldiers, cut down branches and hold them up to hide our numbers.
Malcolm, Macbeth confidently holds Dunsinane.
Almost all of his men have deserted.
Hang the banners outside the walls of the castle. If only the deserters hadn't joined the enemy, I would march out there to meet our attackers.
Lady Macbeth has passed.
If only she died at a more appropriate time. We don't have time for this.
Burnham Wood is moving towards the gates.
Sound the alarm.
Seward and his son will lead the first charge. Macduff and I will follow behind the second wave.
I feel like I'm a dog chained waiting to attack.
What is your name?
I'll be afraid to hear it. He must have been born of a woman.
I challenge you, Macbeth. Where are you?
I will not play the Roman fool and commit suicide.
Where are you, Macbeth?
I've avoided you so far, but I'm not scared anymore. I am protected from people born of woman.
Actually, I was ripped out of the room via C-section.
Malcolm and young Stuart are missing.
Young Stuart is dead. He lived until he was a man. He died bravely in a battle.
I would not wish for a better death for my son.
Hail, King of Scotland.
Malcolm for king!
I accept this great offer. The country is ones, and I will bring back in the exiled by Macbeth.